Years ago, the American public spent 15% of their food dollar, or their dollar on food, and 5% on medicine. Now, the American public in general spends 5% on food and 15% on medicine. The health of our country is at stake, and we need to educate people who don't know. And it's our goal, one person at a time, to become both better farmers and more have our stuff available for the consumers.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're just talking in terms of like local and organic, I mean, for me, like, the flavor difference is unbelievable. There's nothing, like, there's no comparison at all. You know, just having something fresh, like a tomato straight off the vine, local, still warm, it's going to taste so much better from something that's been, you know, sprayed with chemicals and shipped a couple of thousand miles into the kitchen. It gives it the texture of the styrofoam. It's awful. You know, there's nothing like it. And, yeah, I mean, also, you mentioned the supporting local farmers. And I grew up in the country. My grandfather raised pigs. My uncle raised cattle. We always had gardens and such growing up. And, you know, to see that disappear is terrifying for me. You think of these people spend their entire lives, the way they make a living, it's the way they raise their families, and just simply a way of life that, you know, if it's not supported, it's going to completely disappear.
I mean, we do it because, in the end, we just want to, we want to do something that we think has a positive impact on the earth rather than a negative impact, and we want to just feed our community healthy food. So we do it because we want to, but it is painful sometimes.
Anyway, getting back to what I was saying about the fact that farming organically or sustainably or in the realm that we're farming in is actually going to be cost effective, good for the planet, and the food will even be better. And we can do it. We can do it. And we're doing it with here I am working on handicapped soil, Piedmont soil, worst soil in the world, and on a 5-degree slope, which is prone to erosion. Vegetables are usually farmed on flat land and sandy loam, river bottom stuff. We're doing it and proving we can do it and paying our bills, because all we do here is farm on this land by getting it right. Of course, marketing ourselves is helpful too, because we're our own middleman too. So that profit is going to us also.
What this really boils down to is, as far as people getting the kind of food they want directly from the farms, is to make sure that they get the personal relationship with their farm neighbor, or the person that might live some distance, but they take a little time to get to know the individual that's producing their food. And at the same time, it's important for the farmer to spend a little time getting to know the person that's consuming his food. And if there's ever a problem in terms of the quality, or if the consumer thinks that he needs to talk to the person who produces food, then he knows who it is.
Too many restrictions against consumers coming to our farm. Actually, it's even worse for us to sell to consumers. Now, we're not selling cocaine, we're not selling marijuana, we're selling milk. We're selling cheese that we've made. We're selling healthy products that will make our consumers feel better and keep them healthier for longer into their life.
Our farm is sort of a unique position around Charlottesville because we're so close to town. We're only about 10 minutes away from town. And I think for any farmer who wants to own their own land and to farm on the sort of scale that we're farming, I think it's cost prohibitive just because of the price of land, first of all. You're looking at about $10,000 an acre. One of the biggest cost obstacles that we run into is just the fixed cost of what the land cost us to buy. We bought it 3 years ago, 10 minutes outside of Charlottesville.
Situation right now where the farmer is locked into $1.50 a gallon milk at maximum at his farm, and the consumer pays $6 or $4 a gallon at the store, and the middleman gets $4.50 or $3, whatever it is. The farmer's gone broke, and the consumers are getting cheated. It's a shame.
When I price my products, I go and I look at a lot of different sources. I look at what conventional grocery stores are selling their organic produce for. I also look at just the basic cost of for us to get it from the fields to the table. A lot of times it's hard to calculate that cost exactly because there's a lot of variable costs, and it's not just seed. And I do know that our produce is expensive, and it's a luxury for a lot of people to be able to buy it. But in the end, it's even though it is expensive, it's still what I can charge for it still is not enough to cover our costs at this point. The beginning hasn't been very easy. It's not a lot of fun to watch your personal savings totally disappear to feed other people.
But good farming practices and producing good food. I mean, we can't lose. But we've always trashed farmers historically, not just in the United States, but historically. That's the only bad part. Farmers should be the heroes, not the villains, or not the scapegoats, and not the hillbillies, and not the dumb hayseed. No, it's hard work. I mean, it's thought-provoking work, but doable, and exciting, and fun, which helps to make the drudgery of the work sometimes a little more palatable. I never find it to be work. I love it, but we can figure things out if we're allowed to.
Yeah.
We can do it. I'm saying we can farm organically, be sustainable, feed our families, pay our bills. That's all necessary if you're going to be a farmer. If some of that's missing, you ain't farming very long. But we can. We can do it. We do it on this little tiny farm here.